Hey guys, I am here. The Kansas City Baltimore game just got over. Kansas City Chiefs won that game, so I decided to just go live and kind of chat with you guys, get your initial thoughts, reactions, kind of tell you mine. But yeah, join below. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, Thursday Night Football tonight kicked off the start of the NFL season. So that was a great rematch. You had the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, versus the Baltimore Ravens. It was a great game. Chiefs won that game 27-20. Lamar Jackson looked great on his feet. Struggled a little bit in passing, but again, first game of the season, first game for the NFL. So yeah, let me know what your thoughts are down below, and we're just gonna kind of chat about the game. So kind of just go through how the game went. End of the first quarter, Chiefs were tied 7-7 with the Ravens. Then started the second, Chiefs scored 6, Ravens scored 3. Halftime, Chiefs were leading 10. Were leading, so you got that, and then of course it came down. Kind of the brunt of it was towards this second half. You had Chiefs score 14 points in the second half, and then the Ravens scored 10. The last play of the game, if you are watching, I posted it on my YouTube videos, but go watch the last play of the game. Lamar Jackson threw, and just the toe, about a centimeter of the receiver's foot, was out of bounds. So they called it a touchdown to begin with, and then reviewed it, and then reversed the call, and Chiefs won that game 27-20. If that was called a touchdown, the Ravens were going to go for 2. You saw the head coach say we're going to go for two, but eventually they called it back, and the touchdown was no good. His foot was out of bounds. So go check out that last video I just posted if you wanted to see the play that ended the game, the first game of the NFL season. Remember, chat, kind of let me know what your guys' thoughts are about that game. I know there's a lot of Ravens fans on here, so let me know what you guys think. To me, that was a fair call. You watched the replay, you saw that his toe was clearly in the white, out of bounds, so that was a good call. I know people, Ravens fans, may not think so, but that definitely was a good call. Great catch, though. But again, Lamar Jackson had 2 wide open receivers in the first 2 downs of that game. So first down, he threw to kind of the back left, didn't get too high, and then second down, he threw right in the center, just missed the receiver. So it was third down, and he had the opportunity to do it, and they caught it just centimeter out of bounds. So let me know what your guys' thoughts are on that. Hi. Let's see here. I'm kind of just reviewing how the game went. We're going to do a little recap. Again, so last time the Chiefs and the Ravens met, it was when the Chiefs punched their ticket to another Super Bowl. The Chiefs won that game 17-10. So same thing. Chiefs won the game by 7 today. It was the first game of the NFL season, so super exciting. You knew the defending Super Bowl champs were going to come out with fire, and you knew the Ravens were going to come out kind of getting over that bitterness of that defeat from last time they met, where they lost that game 17-10, and the Chiefs ended up going to the Super Bowl and winning that. So great game, great start to the NFL season. If you go take a look at my last video, I made the prediction for this game. So close. We chose the over 47, but the points ended right at 47, so that broke even. We did choose the Chiefs money line, so we got that. I didn't take the points for Chiefs. If you did win that. But yeah, we got money line Chiefs, broke even on the over-under since it was exactly at 47 points. And if you bet the points, you got it. So Chiefs win the first game to kick off this NFL season. All right. If you are just joining, I'm kind of just explaining what happened on the last play of the Kansas City Chiefs versus Baltimore Ravens game. Lamar Jackson threw, and they caught the ball. It was ruled a touchdown with no time left on the clock. The Ravens were going to go for 2. However, when you looked at the replay of that, the kind of like a centimeter toe of his toe, a centimeter was right on the white, out of bounds. So reverse the call, end of the game, no more time left on the clock. Chiefs ended up winning that game 27-20. So again, in the live chat, I know we have a lot of Ravens fans on here as well as Chiefs. Let me know what your thoughts are. Again, first game of the season. It's first week of the NFL. Thursday night football, no one can be upset. It was a great game to watch. Came down to the final seconds. Literally, the last 5 seconds is how much time the Ravens had remaining to get that final play off. And they did it. And it was just a centimeter too far out of bounds to give that opportunity to go for two and win the game. If they did get this touchdown, however, what are your thoughts? I want to know, Ravens fans. Should you go for two, or should you just kick the extra point and send the game to overtime? This has always it's always a conversation, and especially Ravens fans, I want to know, even Chiefs, if you were in the opposite position, do you go for two? I'm pretty sure if the Ravens had actually got that touchdown, they were going for two. Or do you just kick the extra point, take it into overtime? You're giving yourself another opportunity on offense, another opportunity on defense. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll read those, respond. One of Charlie says he just had to have big feet. Yeah, it was so close. If you check out, I posted the video on my shorts. If you go check that out just about 20 minutes ago, it is literally that much of his toe out of bounds. It was so close to being in bounds. And again, the question is, if he did get this, do you go for two? Charlie, I'm asking you guys, do you go for two, or would you rather see that extra kind of point just get kicked and in regulation and go into overtime? Like I said, this is the season opener, though. NFL season is here. It was a great game to kick off the NFL season. Of course, the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Ravens. Couldn't have gotten a better matchup for this first game of the season. If you're a Chiefs fans, you got it. Chiefs won their first game, but there is a lot of hope for the Ravens. I mean, they are not going away. Chiefs aren't going away either. You could have the same matchup you saw last year. Last year, the Chiefs won that game 17-10 for the last time they met up, punching their ticket to this Super Bowl. Charlie, he's a Chiefs fan. He's saying on live that if the sides were reversed, so Chiefs were down, he would go for two. I think I'd go for two too. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, yes, you have the opportunity to lose the game. We also have the opportunity to win the game, especially from the Ravens' point of view. You're giving another chance to Patrick Mahomes to score. So I'm going for two. I'm trying to put this game away. I agree with you. Even if you don't get it, it's week one, right? That's what people have to also remember. Even Ravens fans, you may be upset right now. It is week one of the NFL, the very first game of the season. There is still a lot more football to be played. So it's not going to ruin your season. You go for two. You don't get it. You lost week one. It's not going to ruin your chances. So I agree with you. I'm going for two. I'm not going to kick that extra point, and especially not give Patrick Mahomes the ball in his hands again. All right. So if you were kind of joining, I'm just kind of going over the recap of the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes threw for 291 yards tonight and a touchdown. Also, the Kansas City Chiefs defense kept Lamar Jackson and the Ravens out of the end zone on 3 consecutive plays in the closing seconds, allowing the Chiefs to begin another pursuit of a Super Bowl ring. Right now, the Chiefs are the defending Super Bowl champions. So a lot more to come from them, a lot more to come from the Ravens. So Ravens fans, there is a lot more. It's week one. It is week one. A lot more football to be played. Chiefs, one of the guys on my channel just said, you have to remember this. Chiefs lost game 1 last year and then won the Super Bowl. So Ravens fans, there's some hope here. You can lose game 1, and it's not like it's ruined your season. And that is why I agree with what I said earlier. If the touchdown had been called a touchdown for the Ravens, they were going to go for 2. It looked like they were going to go for 2. I agree with that. It's week 1. You go for 2. If you win, you win. If you lose, losing week 1 of NFL football is not going to cost you your season. So I would go for 2 no matter what. Same if it was on the reverse side. If Chiefs were down, I would have gone for 2 as well. And like they said, Chiefs lost game 1 last year and won the Super Bowl. So Ravens fans, that could potentially happen. It's not over yet, I promise you. Lots more football to be played. Lots of Chiefs fans on here for sure. But Ravens fans, I want to know what your thoughts are, how that game went. I had posted a video of the final play of that game, and I see that some people didn't think he was out of bounds. If you go check it, though, he's about a centimeter of his foot is hitting that white out of bounds. They reversed the call. All right, so back to kind of the stats. Again, 27-20, final score of the game. The game ended, though. You had 5 seconds left for that final play of the game for Lamar Jackson to throw that touchdown pass. He connected. He did. Isaiah likely did connect with that final pass. However, his foot was just a little bit out of bounds. So they ended up reversing the call. No touchdown. End of the play clock. Everything's over. Game's over. Chiefs won that game. Xavier Worthy had touchdowns rushing and receiving, and then Isaiah Pacheco also had a touchdown run for the Chiefs, helping them not only win the rematch of last season's AFC title game, but beat the Ravens for the 5th time in their last 6 meetings. That is one stat you're probably going to hear. Obviously, again, week 1, but for the 5th time in their last 6 times meeting, the Chiefs had beaten the Baltimore Ravens. Patrick Mahomes looked great. Lamar Jackson looked great. He looked skinny. He's been talking about that all postseason, about losing some weight, kind of getting more in shape. So he definitely looked, his running game was right on top, right where it needed to be. A little off on passing here and there. Again, first week, but he definitely looked ready to go, ready for week 1. And same with the Kansas City Chiefs. All right. So kind of just recapping all the stats. You had Patrick Mahomes. He threw for 291 yards and a touchdown tonight. And the Kansas City defense kept Lamar Jackson and the Ravens out of the end zone on 3 consecutive plays in the closing seconds. Again, you had that final pass that was initially called a touchdown. However, it was not. Once they reviewed it, they overturned that call. No touchdown, end of game, Chiefs won. So let me know in the comments. I'll be live with you guys for a little bit, just kind of talking about what went down, what your initial thoughts are. We're going to also talk about the NFL season. Are you guys excited for NFL season? I know I am. I'm excited football is back. NFL, college football. It's going to be a great season regardless. So let me know your thoughts, and yeah, we'll kind of just chat. All right. So I'm just going through. Let's see here. All right. Again, Chiefs won 27-20, and they won by 7 points, which is the exact amount of points that they won by at the last meeting of the Chiefs versus the Ravens. That's last meeting helps the Chiefs punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. They won that game 17-10. So they won by 7 points. I bet if you check out my last video in my prediction, I had 26-23 final score. It ended up being 27-20. I took the over under when I was looking at it was 47. So broke even on that. The game ended exactly at 47 points. So 27-20, 47 points, broke even, but I did take Chiefs money line. So we got that. If you took Chiefs money line, and if you took the points for the Chiefs, I didn't take the points. They were favored by 3 points. You'd win that money line, and then you broke even if the over-under for you was what I had, which was 47. So exactly 47 points. I had some person ask kind of what happens. You don't win, you don't lose. Broke even, right? But we did win on that money line, and if you bet the points, you won that for the Chiefs as well. If you're just joining, we're kind of just recapping Kansas City Chiefs Ravens game. Let me know in the comments what you guys think. Kind of your thoughts. Again, it's week 1, right? This isn't ruining the Ravens season. It's helping the Chiefs, obviously, but it's still week 1. A lot more football to be played. It's not only week 1, it's the first game of the NFL season. Thursday night, this was the season opener for the NFL, and it was a great game. The game came down to the last minute of the game pretty much exactly. The last pass, there was 5 seconds left on the clock. They caught the ball, but unfortunately their toe was just a little bit out of bounds. So they overturned the call. There was no more time left on the clock. So that is why the game ended. Chiefs won for 27-20. Yeah, so if you're checking out the live, go check out my last video. It was the prediction video for week 1 for the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Ravens. I bet the over under on that video. We took 47. We took the over. We took money line Chiefs. I didn't take the points. However, if you bet the points, the Chiefs were favored by 3. You got that. We got the money line. If you're wondering, I took the over for 47. It was exactly 47 points. So that just means you didn't win, you didn't lose. You didn't lose any money, but you definitely got something if you took the money line, and you got something if you took the points. So a lot more to come this season. I promise you a lot more. I'm going to be doing a lot more videos for bets I would make, teams I think I would bet for, not just NFL, but college. So go check out my channel. I have a lot more. If you're a Buffs fan, I got that. I had some Tennessee bets. I had this bet. So yeah, be sure to follow me on my channel, subscribe, turn on your notification buttons, because this NFL season in college football, there's going to be a lot of content I'm going to be bringing you guys. And if you want to know what I personally think we're going to do some parlay bets, some just straight up money line points. Just be sure you're subscribed so you get those. Again, we were super close on this. I had the final score of this game being 26-23. It ended up 27-20, so close on that, but we did take the money line, so we won that. Chiefs win the first game of the season. Let's see here. Let's see. All right. So one person did a 3-leg same game parlay, and it hit. You had Kansas City -2.5. You had likely at greater than 1.5 receptions, and then greater than 7.5 yards for Green. Nice. Yeah. So like I said, my bet, it kind of hit. Again, we broke even on the over under because it was exactly 47 points, and then we got the money line. If you took the points for Kansas City, like I said at the beginning, when I made that first prediction video, Chiefs were favored by 3 points. They won by 7, so you got that as well. All right, so getting into more stats. Let's see here. Again, it's the opening game. If you go back to last year, the Kansas City Chiefs actually lost their first game as well and ended up winning the Super Bowl. So Ravens fans, there's still some hope, I promise. Ravens trailed most of the night. We're kind of just looking back at the game. Ravens trailed most of the night, had the ball at the Kansas City 10-yard line for that one final play. They had 3 chances to get that off. You had 2 wide open receivers on both first down and second down. You had a wide open receiver for both of those. Didn't get it. So then it came down to third down, 5 seconds left on the clock. Likely did catch it, just his toe was out of bounds. They called it a touchdown at first, reviewed it, overturned the call. Game clock had run out. Kansas City had won. Barely out of bounds. Literally almost, if you measured it, it was probably a centimeter out of bounds. Kind of after the Ravens cut their deficit to 3 during the game, however, Patrick Mahomes found a wide open Xavier Worthy for a 39-yard touchdown, put them ahead 27-17. Chiefs didn't score any more points after that game. You had a field goal kicked by the Ravens, making the final score 27-20. Ravens had a chance to put this game away. They were 5 seconds away from putting it away. The one question I want to ask you guys for just joining right in the chat, it's the first game of the week. I have my opinion, but I want to know what your guys' is on, do you go for 2 or do you kick that extra point and take the game to overtime? Same with Chiefs fans. If this was flipped, if it was reversed, would you go for 2 or kick the extra point? Some people answered earlier, but for those of you just joining in the comments, write down what you guys think you would do. I'll let you know what I think at the end of this, but go for 2 or kick the point. All right. I'll let you guys respond to that. So one person saying they lean for the tie, so you kick that extra point and then you go into overtime. However, especially in a game like this, you're giving Patrick Mahomes the ball again. So, you're going to have to be back on offense, back on defense. You're giving Patrick Mahomes the ball. For me, I would go for 2, especially, and the one reason I would do that is it is week 1. If you lose the game because you went for 2 and didn't make it, your season isn't over. But if you make it, you've just won 1 game. So that's why I would go for 2, especially in week 1. Yeah, a lot of people are saying just take the point. Again, it kind of comes down to, 1, who you're playing, kind of how the game's, like the vibe's been throughout the game, offense and defense wise, and then where you're at in the season. Week 1, I'm going to go for it. Not a lot to lose. Now you get way later in where, the record does start to matter. Maybe you're on the edge. Then that's where you have to kind of really think, do I put the game away or do I go to overtime and hopefully give myself one more chance to win that game? Kick the field goal, find another play. Yeah, a lot of people are saying just keep going. They think you kick the field goal, or not the field goal, you kick that extra point, go to overtime, and you start it over again like nothing has happened. And I completely agree with that, and I would normally do that. I will say, just not in week 1, because Kansas City Chiefs lost their first game in week 1 last year and ended up winning a Super Bowl. Kind of goes back to week 1 does matter. It's a way for you to see different players, kind of what the team's going to look like. And of course, you always want to win a football game. But when you're in that position the Ravens were in, if that touchdown did count, as you know, the touchdown didn't count. The call was reversed. Chiefs won. But if it did, I'm going for 2 because it's week 1. Not a lot to lose. If you are just joining, please be sure to share this, subscribe to my channel, because I will be coming to you with one. I have already started a podcast, Peyton's Playbook, but I'll be talking a lot about the NFL season, a lot about college football. We'll be doing some betting, parlay bets, straight up money line, a lot of bets, a lot more kind of talk that I'm going to be talking with you guys about, not just for NFL, but we have NBA once that season starts, NHL, college football, lots of talking of sports on this channel. So be sure you guys subscribe, turn on the notification button, and share, because there's a lot more to come, because it is week 1 of the NFL and we are heading into week 2 of college football. So very early in the season, there's a lot more that's going to unfold, some kind of major blowouts, but then you're also have some upsets. So lots more to come. Be sure you guys hit that subscribe button. All right. Like I said, we talk about all sports. So this live is about the Kansas City Chiefs versus the Ravens game recap. But I see someone saying, just kind of talk about the Buffs. The Buffs will be playing Nebraska this Saturday night. And that is going to be a true testament to what the Buffs are going to be doing. I think Nebraska is going to be that one game that you should be watching if you're a Buffs fan, and you should be watching just to see where we're at. Obviously, the Buffs won their last home game, last home game against North Dakota State. But that's an FCS team. I think Nebraska is going to be that true test of what we will see from the Buffs. And again, you're going to see the duo of Shedeur Sanders and Travis Hunter. But yeah, when you come to Colorado, it's going to be sun, it's going to be snow, it's going to be rain. You never know the weather. So if you are coming to Colorado, be sure you have everything for every type of weather. I've been in a freezing cold game with, snow on the field right before kickoff. And then you have super sunny, super nice games. So come prepared if you are going to a Buffs game. All right, here. So kind of back to the Ravens and the Chiefs. Heading into the fourth quarter, I'm just going to kind of break it down for you. Chiefs were up 20-17, 14:47 left on the clock. Lamar Jackson threw to Isaiah Likely for 49 yards. And then shortly after, with 10:25 left on the clock, Patrick Mahomes threw to Xavier Worthy for 35 yards, making that game 27-17. Ravens with 4:54 left on the clock. Justin Tucker, a 32-yard field goal. That made the game 27-20. And then with 5 seconds left on the clock, obviously you had that touchdown to Likely, didn't end up counting. His foot was out of bounds, but that's kind of what wrapped up the fourth quarter. A lot of the action was in the fourth quarter. It was a kind of a slow game to start off. You ended the very first quarter 7-7, so tied, and then Chiefs came out in the second quarter, got that kick 10-7. Kind of, it was just slow until the very fourth quarter, and then kind of picked up a little bit. And Xavier Worthy, though, he was his rookie first game. He threw for he had 3 touches, 2 titles. Let's see, I'm just reading your guys' comments, honestly. Let's see here. Kind of breaking down quarterback-wise, Lamar Jackson threw for 273 yards, rushing 122 yards. Definitely looked great on his feet. A little at the beginning slow, kind of throwing the ball, but picked it up towards the end. So in total, he had 395 yards on total offense. Then you had Isaiah Likely with 111 receiving. He was the leader for that. Then you go to the Chiefs side, Patrick Mahomes, 291 yards passing. Isaiah Pacheco, 45 yards rushing. And then the receiving leader, 103 yards for Rice. So, yeah, the difference between Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes was rushing. I mean, Lamar Jackson was the leader for the Ravens in rushing with 122 yards. And then the leader for the Chiefs was Isaiah Pacheco with 45. Then very even, though, for passing, you had Patrick Mahomes with 291, Lamar Jackson with 273. So pretty even from that. And that's kind of what the game felt like till the very end. It was back and forth, pretty even throughout the game. And pretty much, I mean, like you watched the game, came down to those last 5 seconds. In terms of Chiefs, there was 2 sacks, 1 turnovers for Ravens, 2 sacks, 1 turnovers forced. Chiefs, 1 sack, 1 turnover. Time of possession, Ravens had 33 minutes, 43 seconds. Chiefs with 26-17. Total yards, though, Ravens 452, Chiefs 353. So Ravens definitely beat the Chiefs in terms of total yards. However, it's the penalties that the Ravens kind of took it on. 7 for 64 yards for penalties for the Ravens, and then only 6 for 45 yards on the Chiefs. First downs, 25 for the Ravens, 21 for Chiefs, and then third down efficiency, 7 of 14 for the Ravens and 4 of 9 for the Chiefs. So again, as you saw, the game was pretty close throughout, all the way up to those last 4 major plays in the fourth quarter. But again, it was back and forth all game long. A great season opener. Great way to start for the NFL season. Thursday night football, defending Super Bowl champs versus the Ravens. Great game. Chiefs ended up taking that game 27-20. All right. Let's see how. So again, I have some people joining also because this is a college football. We talk college football. We talk NFL. We just talk sports. I have a podcast, Peyton's Playbook. Again, we're just talking everything. So one person asked kind of about the Buffs and their schedule they started home. Their first game was home against North Dakota State. Then they are away at Nebraska, kind of away for CSU. I mean, they are in Fort Collins. Fort Collins is about an hour away from Boulder. So it is home in terms of in Colorado, but not at Folsom Field. Then they're back at Folsom Field for Baylor. I think that's a great schedule for them, especially since CSU is still that home rival game. It's in Colorado, so they're not having to travel. And then, of course, last year the Buffs played Nebraska at Folsom Field. So this year they are away in Lincoln, Nebraska on Saturday for their second game of the season. So I think it's going to be a good schedule. I think Nebraska will definitely show us more at what the Buffs can do and what the transfer portal did for them this year. And CSU, I mean, last year CSU nearly beat upset CU, especially since they were on a roll from the beginning. So CSU is always one of those games where you think the Buffs are going to win, but it's a major, home state rival. So anything can happen in that game. And the CSU Rams are really good. Obviously, they lost to Texas 52-0 for their first game, but you knew they were major underdogs heading into that game. So it's kind of like you knew they're finally this week playing UNC, so kind of more in their league a little bit. So you're going to get a better look at what they can also do. All right. Let's see here. If you are joining, be sure you hit the like button for this live, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. Lots more to come for this NFL season, college football, just sports in general, a lot more. I see a Chiefs fan just joined. It was a great game. But yeah, if you're new, hit the subscribe button, like this live. If you want, there is a super thanks button. I will shout you out on my channel if you hit that. And then, yeah, we're just kind of recapping. I'm chatting with you guys about the game. Obviously, Chiefs fans are very excited winning that first game of the season, not just for them, but first game of the NFL season. Thursday night football kickoff. So it was a great game. Lots of things happened. It was a very even game throughout the entire 4 quarters. So, but eventually Kansas City ended up taking that game 27-20, the same amount of points they beat the Ravens by last year when they punched their ticket to the Super Bowl 17-10 last season. But remember, Chiefs lost their first game of the year last season and won the Super Bowl. So Ravens fans, don't lose hope. I promise you, it's only week 1. All right. And if you are kind of just joining, go check out also my other videos. I made the prediction on this game. Those are in my shorts on my channel. And then I've just been making predictions. I'll be making more as the NFL season continues. Obviously, this was the first prediction I made for the NFL season, but I'll be doing college football predictions, parlays, kind of game recaps, going live with you guys. But be sure you hit that subscribe button because that is the one way you are going to find out when I post. Turn on the notifications when I post, when I go live. And yeah, be sure to go like those videos, check those out, and kind of comment what you guys are excited to see this upcoming season for the NFL. Also for college football, it's going to be football 24/7. And that's the best part of this time of the year. I love this time of the year because football is back. All right. I also posted, so I posted the video of the final catch of the game against the Chiefs versus the Ravens. Go check out that video if you haven't. It just is showing what happened in that last 5 seconds of the game. Obviously, it was called a touchdown for the Ravens, and then they reviewed it, overturned the call. The game clock was over. It was 5 seconds when the play started, so the time had run out. Called the touchdown reverse, no longer a touchdown. Chiefs won the game 27-20. Chad the Chief, congrats. The Chiefs won for you. I know you're a big Chiefs fan. Glad to have football back. Go Chiefs, especially because if you looked at my prediction, we were really close. I had the final score of the game being 26-23. Had the Chiefs winning. I took Chiefs money line. I took the over. When I did that, it was 47. Game ended at 47, tiebreaker. If you took that bet, means you didn't lose, you didn't win, but we got the money line. If you took the points for the Chiefs, you also won. Chiefs were favored by that game by 3, ended up winning by 7. So good game for the Chiefs. Good game if you took that bet. Thank you, Chad the Chief. Go Chiefs for you. And then glad to have football back as well. Thank you to your username is the American Citizen, but I'm glad you found my channel by searching. I thought, I know this is the first game of the year for the NFL season, but I'd come on here, just chat with you guys. We'll be doing this a lot more as the season continues, kind of big games, especially for college football and for the NFL. I'll be going live after the game, hearing your thoughts, your reactions. But be sure you hit the subscribe button because that is the only way you will find me, unless you do what you did and search up recap videos. But that is the best way to find me, especially being a new channel. So for the game tomorrow, I have not predicted it. It is coming, so be sure you subscribe. I made that video already, so I can't tell you my prediction yet. I will come on to live tomorrow and kind of share with you, but be on the lookout for that video. I made the prediction. Let's just say it isn't as close of a game as I thought tonight would be. I had this game being a 3-point difference, but yeah, be on the lookout for that. It will be dropping tomorrow morning, hopefully around like 8 to 9 a.m. So be on the lookout. But let's just talk a little bit about what's to come. Again, it's the first week of the NFL season. So we're going to go on to BetMGM. This is where I kind of just see what the picks are, what the money line, everything is that I want to share with you guys. Tomorrow, 6:15, you have Packers versus the Eagles. Right now, the Packers, no, the Eagles are favored to win that game by 2 points, over under 49, and then obviously, Eagles are favored to win that game as well. You have plus 110 if you were to choose the Packers to win, plus 2 if you're going to choose the points for the Packers. I'm going to go Eagles. I'm just going to tell you right now. Obviously, I got a video coming out. I'm going to go Eagles. I'm going to take the points as well. I think they're going to win by a lot more than 2 points. I'm going to go over. So, and then obviously, we're going to take the money line all in for the Eagles, pretty much betting all Eagles and the over. So final score of that game, I have, I'm trying to think here. We got 31 to 24. We're going to go 31-24. I'm going to write that down so you guys know. Let me know what you guys think, but I have 31-24, Eagles winning their first game of the year to the Green Bay Packers. Right now, Eagles are supposed to win that game. That's who's favored. But yeah, so I'm taking money line Eagles, points for Eagles, and then also the over, which is 49. First touchdown scorer. If I'm taking Eagles, I'm going to go it's a rushing touchdown. You take Jalen Hurts, that's plus 650 to score the first touchdown in that game. So it's a good bet if you want to just place a little $5 on that. I'm going to have, obviously, you have Saquon Barkley, anytime touchdown score. Take little bets, but just from pure basics, I got money line Eagles, take the points for the Eagles, and then the over. All right, so we got some Packers fans. We have 24-20, Packers winning that game. Eagles defense would definitely be a struggle, I think. But I just think, I don't know. I just feel like the Eagles are going to win that game. Again, go comment on the video I'm going to post tomorrow morning. Your prediction, if you are right, I will definitely give you a shout out. So be sure you guys are commenting on my videos because it's one way for you guys to get shout out on my channel. And then who knows, there may be something special in store, a giveaway I'm doing at the very end of the NFL and college football season for someone who predicts at least 2 of the correct scores anytime in the season. So don't worry, I'm keeping track, but be sure you guys are commenting on my videos on your record predictions, the score predictions, your parlay bets, anything you guys have, comment down below because I'll be checking those and kind of seeing where everybody is at in terms of NFL and college football. One person's taking Love to score greater than whatever yards they're giving. So if I look at that, let's see here. Trying to go to that game. Let's see here. We got no, I can't find that one. Sometimes let's see here. Passing yards, Jordan Love right now, you could say yes, 650. Woo. So, okay, there it is. It is Jordan Love to record 200 plus passing yards. If you say he is going to record greater than that, it's minus 650. So, not the best bet to take. If you do Jalen Hurts to score more than 200, it's minus 375. So, that's a little bit better of a bet to take. But again, I think it's going to be a high scoring game. Don't think it's going to be as close. So, again, I have the Eagles winning 31-24. Yes, college football picks. Speaking of college football picks, tomorrow I have the CU Buffs pick versus Nebraska dropping, and then the big game of the week, Michigan versus Texas. That game is played in Michigan. Michigan is underdogs in their own stadium. Again, you had Texas winning their first game of the year 52-0, but it was against Colorado State. So Michigan is going to be a true test, but right now Texas is favored to win that game. So I have Texas, Michigan, and the CU Buffs versus Nebraska pick dropping tomorrow. Also be doing another NFL prediction, Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. So subscribe, turn on notifications. I have 3 videos coming out tomorrow. And the big podcast I do, the Payton's Playbook podcast, trying to get 1 episode in a week, maybe 2, depending on the type of week, especially now with the NFL season starting and college football. I'll try to do both. But I posted my last episode, episode 2 of Payton's Playbook, just recapping kind of college football, what went down, key players, key teams to look out for, who's on the up, who's on the down. So yeah, be sure you go check out my episode 2. Comment on that as well, on what you're excited to see for college. But I'll be trying to do 1 to 2 big videos a week. And then once the Buffs are home again against Baylor, that's in 2 weeks, I'll be doing a lot more kind of student interactions, game day videos for you guys for the Buffs. All right. All righty. So anyway, I'm gonna hop off here again. The final score of the Kansas City Chiefs versus Ravens game, 27-20. Chiefs take the first game of their season in the NFL season. For Thursday Night Football, you have a game tomorrow, Packers versus the Eagles. That's going to be a great game. I'll come to you with more predictions tomorrow. But until then, thank you guys for joining me on my live. Thank you so much for anyone who commented, shared, sent a super thanks. That means so much to me. Go Michigan, Texas, go Buffs and Nebraska, and then the Chiefs, Packers. All will have that for you tomorrow. Until then, go Buffs, go Broncos, because they will be playing this week against the Seahawks. That prediction's to come. But until then, thank you so much, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.